Welcome, AfterBuzzers, to the Vikings After Show. Tonight we're breaking down episode 3, Mercy, and episode 4, Jarl. And yeah, tonight we're breaking these episodes down like only Vikings can.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There it is, James. Welcome, AfterBuzzers. Welcome. All the Vikings fans, check out the crazy facial hair on these guys. Me, myself, and James. I'm trying.
Do you guys see this? Do you have a shot of this? This facial
right
hair.
here.
Right there he is.
Boom.
You got to get in close.
If you're not on iTunes, you're missing out.
You're totally missing out. It's like Pimp Stash from the 70s.
Well, no, it's Viking style, man.
Sorry.
Come on.
From the Viking 70s.
Like we said, we're breaking down episode 3 and 4 tonight for you guys. My name is Jaco, Vennings, and you can catch me all over social media at Jaco Vennings. I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Oh, he called me lovely. Hi, I'm James Simmons. You can find me all over social at AskTheNP, as in nurse practitioner. Mercy me.
Mercy is what it is. It's episode 3.
Episode numero 3.
The music is pumping us up, James. It's going to be a good time. You guys are in for a good time. Grab us at the hashtag ABTV Vikings to let us know what you guys think about the episode and about, everything. Also, comment live. We're watching the live chat right here.
Boom,
so
we are.
Give us a shout out, and we will give
chat.
you a shout out. So let's hit it off, James. Episode 3, Mercy. We're going to hit it off with Hedeby. Hedeby's the storyline.
It doesn't start with our homeboy tied up.
Well, it starts with a homeboy tied up. With Floki.
I just wanted to do that. That was the only reason I...
No, that's fine. He's going to come into play in a big part in this episode, actually.
I don't have his abs.
We spoke about it last time, but you saw this. But it's not a 6-pack. You saw that's like an 8-pack, right?
Totally. That's because he's been starving in the cave for God knows how long. But yes, let's gaily forward, as they say, to Hedeby, where this dude, all right, this breaks every rule of every culture ever. It doesn't have to be Vikings. It doesn't have to be any culture. But you never say I love you while you're having sex. And what does Kolf do?
Is that a rule?
Yeah, it's totally a rule. That's not when you say I love you.
I did not know
Nobody wants it. Maybe it's just girl and gay guy code. I don't know, but you do not say I love you when you're having sex. And what does Kolf do?
He says I love you. Is that you asking me? Oh yeah.
He said while he's having sex with Lagerthaand, and she
says I want. But he said I want your kid though. So
right, but like. I think she got all Vikings about it, actually. I thought it was really great. She's like on top, doing her thing, and he's like, I love you. And she was like, really, dude?
Bitch, please.
Right.
Man up, you're a Viking. Come on.
That's when we should have known that some stuff was up. When you say I love you while you're having the sex.
And then asking for a child afterwards. Like, seriously, grow a pair.
Right. I can't.
But that's probably Vikings, fame, fortune, children... taking the crown on. But James, let's just break it down for these guys at home on iTunes. We are doing storylines just to not confuse anybody. So we are going to do, there's 5 storylines in this episode. It's Hedeby, where Lagerthaand is Earl. We've got Bjorn in the forest. We've got a Paris storyline, our England storyline, and then Kattegat, where Ragnar is. So that's what's going to happen. So you guys are all on board with on our Viking ship. And so we're in Hedeby, and it's not a very long, James, not a very long segment here on Hedeby.
No.
We've got the sex scene in the beginning, asking for a child, grow a pair of balls.
And then Erlander, that's Erlander,
yeah.
The king's son, who's like a little brat.
Oh.
And nobody likes him. And
I hate him.
He's all of a sudden partnering up with Kolf, who like you kind of thought that maybe there was something wrong with Kolf, or like he was plotting, right? And the couple episodes.
Yes, and then we started in season 3.
Yep.
And then obviously last season, killing all those people, started to like him again. And then now...
right, because the bow and arrow, the crossbows,
the redwood.
Stupid French that we talked about last time. Yeah.
Gosh.
Damn French. So, sorry to any French people out there. So, this guy, of course, is plotting with the bratty dead king's son now, and he's like, or the king's son comes to him and says, I know where Bjorn is. He's hanging out in a cabin in the woods.
In the woods, all alone.
Perfect time to kill him.
And, I mean... Destiny, as he said, it's my family's destiny, is to destroy the Lothbrok family, starting with Bjorn. So they get this guy, the Berserker, call him in, assassin for hire, and tells him to go kill him. If you come back, we have silver and gold for you.
Right.
If you come back.
If you're successful. I love that they totally played up how bratty this king's son is with the whole ring speech, right? When he gives the Berserker guy, who's got the best beard ever, by the way. It's like,
very good beard. And he didn't say anything. He literally did that.
Right. Well, he gives, when Bratty King's son gives a ring, he's like, if you put this ring on, you can go anywhere and everyone will respect you because it's my daddy's ring. Totally Vikings-esque, right? I was over it. Like, God, I hate this guy.
When you wear this ring, nobody will touch you.
No.
Oh, here we go with the English accents again. Not where we want to go. Okay.
Nobody will touch you.
Nobody will touch you.
No more English accents. All right, so where we got to move through Hedeby. I got to use my phone a little bit here because this is where I took my notes for this episode.
Well, James, no, I'll cut it for you short. That's Hedeby.
Is that it?
That's Hedeby. Let's move on to Bjorn. We need to take these guys through 2 episodes, you know?
We got a lot to do quickly.
So we got you back, don't worry, audience. Bjorn. So Bjorn is in the jungle. He's in the forest, rather. He's not in South American jungle, killing pythons.
How did he get into the jungle already? And that is a cold-ass jungle, if you ask me.
Snow everywhere.
So this dude is doing all of his manly stuff, right? Like he's like, I'm gonna prove I'm a man. And I'm gonna drink some ale. Well, he gets to the ale in a minute.
I don't know if that was ale. It was clear. It's definitely some kind of liquor.
Correct.
Because
he got tore down.
What, like drunk?
Tore up. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do you not know tore down?
He got lit.
Yeah, he got lit.
That boy got lit.
Right.
Man.
That's like American for drunk.
Drunk. Okay.
Yeah. So he finds the ale. What else is he doing in this episode?
So he's setting traps. He's, he's this big old claws. I don't know where he gets it, whatever. I mean, I didn't even know that change or iron. I guess they do,
or
but
that they had that in the 9th century.
Who carried it around with him? Did he find it there? Like, did someone set him up for success? But fair enough, he has it. He sets the traps. But now what we see is his traps are working, but it's empty.
Right.
So immediately, I think it's the Berserk stealing his food.
Ooh.
Which is obviously not what it is.
Muy interesante, Jaco.
Literally, the first thought is I thought it was the guy with the big beard, with the beautiful beard, taking the food, and stealing it and leaving him in like a one leg or some shit.
Great.
I thought he was going to starve him out. That was the game plan.
That was how he was going to get to him. I didn't even go. Did you guys go there? Because I didn't even go there. I didn't think of that. I just thought he was a bad trapper. Or he just was like unlucky.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But when you get to the second trap and there's only a leg, something is awry.
Awry is right, but he was excited about that leg, Jaco.
He was.
He was like,
well, imagine how excited he would have been to have the whole deer.
Right, correct.
But in the end, it's not the guy with the big beard stealing his food out of the traps. It's a
bear.
It's a bear. Big, beautiful bear, by the way. Amazing.
Oh, I won't be sad yet, because we won't get to the bear, because the first time it's Bjorn versus bear, and the bear, it's like a stare down, and then the bear walks away.
Yes. It's at the second trap.
Right.
Yeah, so he sees the bear, so he also notices the bear. We know it's the bear. The bear walks away.
Very non-Viking bear-like.
Yeah, snarls at him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Walks away. Yeah.
Right. Bear walks away.
Then he gets a bit crazy with the beer. So he's howling, or the liquor. He's howling for the wolves, and he's doing all that stuff thing.
Because I think he's feeling all manly, like I stared down a bear, like I'm cool. I'm gonna get drunk.
Well, maybe he's just getting ready for what he knows he has to do. What we see later in the episode is actually take on the bear, which is totally, by the way, unrealistic. I mean, we'll get to that.
Didn't he watch The Revenant? Doesn't he know how it really happens? You don't just get 3 acts. Wham, wham.
Wham, wham, wham. It was just, I mean, the bear was one wham. Okay, we'll get to it. I first just want to stop real quick. Like, this guy was sitting there in the ice. Did you see that Northern Lights?
Awesome.
How beautiful was that, guys?
Super
You know
cool.
Your heartstrings was played on when that was...
Total.
Not like this, a little bit prettier.
It's about how
James is playing his heartstrings.
I'm playing your heartstrings.
He's playing my heartstrings, yeah.
I'm playing the audience's heartstrings.
No, that was beautiful. But then, at that moment... drinks himself into Odin's den and wakes up the next morning.
Not into Valhalla for damn sure.
No. Wakes up the next morning and there it is again. Mm-hmm. The bear.
Oh, I love that he pukes at the bear, by the way. He like wakes up and rolls over.
Yeah, that was good though. I liked it. It was very real.
It was very realistic. You know what else I don't think I'm going there, Jaco. I'm going there. A man alone in a cabin. how often is he touching himself?
James, just ask this question, because when you said you were going there, I was like, is he going to ask how much he touches himself?
Correct, right.
There you go.
Seriously. And
wait, on the live feed we have Jaco. Where's the number? Do you guys think he touches himself? Bjorn. If Bjorn ever watches this, I want to know if he touches yourself.
Bjorn, how often did you touch yourself when you were in the cabin?
Does Vikings touch themselves, or do they have some kind of power where they don't have to do that?
Maybe that's why they're such great killing machines, because they don't masturbate.
And they use all that energy to inflict on their victims.
I'm just saying. Sometimes they talk about sports teams like don't touch yourself all through March Madness, which is going on now, by the way. Just saying. Anyway, I digress. Maybe that's why Howie killed the bear so easily, because he had all this pent up like sexual rage.
Just lashed out. Sexual rage. All right, so let's get to that. So he passes out, sees the bear, and then once again the bear walks off. James.
Right.
He leaves him alone.
Like
he can
a boss.
kill him. The bear is hungry. Okay, he ate his 2 deer, but it's winter. He needs to eat. He leaves him alone.
And he leaves him. So
Wussy bear.
This is when, though. Well, I did right. Could be wussy bear, but this is where I went to like a spiritual thing. Like I was like, all right, is this Bjorn's like spirit animal? Like, is he going to wrestle the bear, but then they're going to end up being like homeboys?
Gonna ride it home.
Yeah, like all of a sudden
Kattegat,
he's got like a bear mascot that hangs out with him for like the rest of Vikings time.
Well, that's literally what happens, because he kills the bear, and then the bear hangs around him for the rest of his life.
Right, because the bear's dead and the bear's ghost.
But let's talk about it real quick. So he looks for the bear. He decides he needs to kill this bear to prove his manlyhood. He attacks the bear, runs at the bear. The bear is twice as tall as him, punches him, flips him back twice, James, and he's got a scratch on his thing. But I mean, one scratch. If a bear hits you like that, okay, you're dead. There's no coming back from that. No. You're dead.
These guys do some great realistic fighting scenes in this show. They're amazing, but
okay,
not with this.
Fair enough. So let's leave it at that. Then they charge each other.
Yeah.
Hits him, and there's all this kind of fight. We're not going to go through the whole fight, but he finally punches the bear with a knife, stabs him, in the shoulder, hits him on the head with a hammer, and he's dead. He skins the bear. And then, game over. And we're all sad, because I was literally rooting at that moment for the bear to win.
I kind of was too, actually. I mean, not that I want Bjorn to die, but I didn't
want Bjorn to die, but I don't want the bear to die either.
I didn't want the bear to die either, especially because I had attached this whole spirit animal thing to it. Like, I was like, oh, he's going to be with, he's going to be with the bear, like, forever now. And then he goes and kills him with, like, 3 axe stabs.
Yeah, that bear was too big for
boom.
At least, like, 15 or 20, like, really a big fight. Anyways, I guess the story needed to go on.
He kills the bear, and so Bjorn is now a man. Well, you know what really makes him a man is because his dumbass jumps in that ice water thing.
You don't have to do that to prove to me you're a man. Like, you can just walk out there in bare feet, look at the water, and I'm like, you are a man.
Right.
Like, it's it. But not even that, James. He was, burning himself with a knife. Now, you as the NP, James.
Yes.
Why do you see it in a lot of movies? Why do people heat up the knife or the sword and burn their wounds?
Very, very good question. And people have been doing this for basically since fire was around. Who discovered this? I have no idea, but they were a genius because it has saved billions of people's lives over time. There are 2 reasons for that. A, to stop the bleeding, right? Because you burn the skin together, so there's no more bleeding. And 2, to prevent infection.
So how does the heat prevent infection?
It literally melts the skin together to create a barrier.
And kills all pathogens?
There may be some like killing of the pathogens with the heat, but it's more about keeping the outside bacteria from getting in. So when you have an open wound, bacteria gets in because it's open.
Yeah.
When you burn the skin and you make it melt together, then all of a sudden you have a barrier. And the outside bacteria can't get in.
So in all these movies, Braveheart, you literally are melting the skin together to prevent diseases and fungi to enter the house.
Boom.
Okay. I love that, and now I know that.
And he was apparently smart to do that. He was not smart to jump in the cold ass water, but he was smart to burn himself after he killed the bear in 3 slices or less.
I definitely think the water thing was a bit overdone. No, it's good. No, I'm not taking it away. Like, I'm glad they did that. I personally would not have done that. But
right.
Then again, I'm not a Viking.
You're not Bjorn.
I'm not Bjorn.
You're Viking.
I'm not Ragnar's
Vennings.
son. I'm Vennings the Viking, not
Vennings.
Bjorn the Viking.
Vennings the Viking.
All right, James. So that's it for Bjorn. Let's go on to Paris. No, to Wessex. We're gonna go to Wessex
We
now.
are going
We're
to
back to
Wessex,
England.
Hedeby,
We're gonna have some
and
fun there.
we're going
gonna
right.
ride the tubes to England.
All right.
I worked
The
on my
tube.
English accent the whole week, and you guys, can you guys hear that?
All right. What do you guys think? I need
Please
to hear it
don't
again.
answer that.
Jaco, again. Let's hear it.
Hear what? Why you want to hear again?
I need to hear your English accent.
Oh, I've got an Essex accent, yeah.
Hey,
Because I
Wessex,
watch
right.
Essex, the show Essex on Essex
There's
channel.
Essex
Right?
on Essex.
Where everybody's so
It's
rich.
all about Essex.
They're all Essex and they're all rich and like all just gone all off the rockets. Yeah. No, yes, I'm bad at this. For some reason, when I'm not live or on a mic somewhere, I can't.
You sound great.
No, I do, but now I just horrible.
Is it sort of like I sound like Whitney Houston in the shower every morning?
I don't know who Whitney Houston is, and don't lie me.
If he really
Hate me.
loves me. You know who Whitney Houston
I
is.
literally cannot put a face to Whitney Houston right now.
Stop it.
I'm not from America.
That
I don't
means-
care about Whitney Houston. I know who Brad
Oh
Pitt
my
is, like
God,
everybody
you
else. I
just
know.
broke
you know,
my heart.
But do you, your heart. I will tell you who I do know. Ragnar Lothbrok,
Oh.
which we'll get to in a second. But
Who
let's
doesn't? Because that man gets around, doesn't he? Woo. We're about to
let's
get
break
to that.
down. He's what?
We're going to get to that later on about how much Ragnar gets around.
Yeah,
And around
around
and
and
around.
around and around.
But we got to talk about people doing sexy times in Wessex.
Oh,
Yikes.
some gross sexy times. So in Wessex, James and the audience back home, guys, you can Vikings fans. I should call you. Remember to hashtag ABTV Vikings.
Right, and comment.
ABTV.
We look at your comments. We respond to all of them after the show. If you're watching live right now, pull up the comments. We'll get our phones going. We'll answer your questions. We want to know everything that you guys want to talk about during the show. All right, so throw some comments in. Back to Wessex.
Wessex, so here we go. So Judith started off talking to the priest that's going to teach her how to paint, which is very highly legal, I guess, in that day and age.
Right.
But he asks about the attack on Paris, and that they're doing this while the priest is helping them to make ink. Speaking about ink,
Do you have some facts? Do I have some facts?
ink stain on the comments.
Inkstain gave us some facts. Speaking of, he dropped some knowledge bombs on us this week in the comments.
On episode 1 and 2. Thank you so much, ink stain. Sorry.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we digress
he
again.
broke down about where the hell the Eiffel Tower comes from.
So
and
that's
like
cool.
this whole like Paris history. It was amazing. It was like I was in history class, but I was actually interested.
It's good.
Bam.
Thank you, Inkstain.
Thanks, Inkstain.
So you come into play here, Inkstain. So they're making ink that Judith talks about the attack on Paris, and then what after? And then she tells the king,
Right.
Egbert.
Well, she tells the king about this afterwards, and they're talking about Athelstan, and they have this moment.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. This whole
Yeah.
segment is literally just about him.
Yeah, about
Athelstan,
Athelstan.
yeah.
And how everyone, I think there are 3 people who have been in love with Athelstan. We come to find out by the end of this episode. Maybe in different ways, not all the same type of love, but 3 people are in love with Athelstan by the end of this episode. Judith.
Absolutely. Judith, Egbert, Ragnar.
Ragnar. Different types of love. Like homie love. Like, I don't know what Egbert's kind of love was. And Judith, she wanted the D. Like, she wanted that kind of love. You know what I mean? Because she's not getting it from her husband.
Well, from Eifelwolf, but she is getting it from
the king, from
King
Egbert.
Egbert, exactly.
They actually have this moment later on. Well, should we get to the dream sequence?
We
Are we a
can.
little early for the dream sequence?
I mean, they're with Egbert. She gives himself to Egbert, say, I will only give myself to you if you allow me to be an equal.
Excellent. Oh, the bedroom scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is some foreplay to the dream.
My notes are all over. You're just gonna have to keep me on track.
No, for sure. So that's some foreplay to that dream where we are going to talk about now.
Yep.
Where he wakes up, goes to the painting room, James,
and sees Athelstan standing there while
at the same time, James. At the same time, Ragnar is all over Kattegat getting the dream as well, seeing Athelstan at the same time.
Yeah, it was super crazy. Like Ragnar's sitting in his chair, and then like Athelstan comes in the great room, where they always have the fire and everything. And King Egbert is getting up and walking into the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, where all the
Chamber of Conference,
right? So all that stuff is, and they both see Athelstan, and they both are like having a moment.
So happy to see him.
Totally.
Times a billion. I've waited so long to see you, my friend. That's King Egbert's words.
Absolutely. And then Athelstan
As soon as Ragnar tries to touch his head, he disappears.
Oh, he washes his feet.
He washes his feet.
How incredible symbolism, man.
And then tells him... But James,
I told you.
I'm so disappointed in James. James, okay, so this is what happened, guys. Just that you know what's going on. James left for this shooting right now, put the notes on his car's roof, and drove off. That's what happened. True story.
Away.
True story. Okay.
So
someone else next to the road is going to know exactly what happened in Vikings.
My better half literally took pictures of the notes and sent them to me. But they didn't. This is hard because I don't want to be all over my phone while I'm talking to you guys about. So, Jaco, you're just going to have to... Season 4, I am ready. Season 4. Episode 4, I'm ready for.
The episode 3, the name is Mercy. Athelstan is sitting at Ragnar's feet and telling him, mercy. Mercy.
Right.
Mercy. He says it 3 times, James. The only thing he says is that. Obviously, it comes into play with Floki. You know? And then, we'll get to Ragnar's part in a bit, I think.
Right.
Back to Wessex, James.
You know, but interestingly, I seem to have this issue with the name of the episodes, by the way, Jaco, because I didn't get why this episode was called Mercy. Well, until right now, until you just told me that.
You cracked the code last time, though. So.
I did. What was that? Kill the Queen.
Kill the Queen. Because literally they're yelling it all the time. Fair enough.
You had to be an idiot not to know that that's why that was the name of that episode. Anyway, Mercy. He says Mercy 3 times.
And that's what happens in Kattegat.
Yep. And so, they have this moment where we're back in Wessex now.
Yeah.
We jumped around a little bit there. Ragnar had a dream. King Egbert had a dream. They both had a dream about Athelstan. Whew. But Athelstan's not there. King Egbert goes to Judith. This is after they've boned already. And they've had this like bonding moment about Athelstan. And he's like, I had a dream. I have a dream. We love you, Martin. Had a dream. Athelstan is dead. I feel it in my heart. And they both lose it. And they both say, well, what does Judith say?
I loved Athelstan. And then Egbert says, I loved him too.
I loved him too. I told you, everyone's got some funky love for Athelstan. He must have got something going on with some kind of juju. I don't know what. Everyone falls in love with this dude.
Well...
bald-headed or not?
Yeah, no, nest-headed. It's nest-headed. It's bald at the top, way around. Well, he was a pretty sexy young lad when it came to being a Viking, all rugged in the beard. Mm-hmm. He was good.
Yeah.
So back to Wessex. We're just going to wrap this up real quick.
Yep.
So that's basically what happens in the castle with Egbert, and then Aethelwulf is out fixing and saving the queen in the tower, Queen Gwentref. They're on their way back. And there's some magic there.
Mm-hmm. They have a moment. In the cold with Magnus.
With Magnus, the son,
right.
Which is Ragnar Lothbrok's son. We know now,
right? Because they only tell us. I wonder if other people were confused, by the way, like we were last episode, from not paying attention, but maybe just because they say it 40 times in this episode. Ragnar Lothbrok's son, Magnus, Ragnar Lothbrok's son. Like, cool, we got it.
Well,
now. Thanks.
It comes into play in. I wonder if it's that episode or it comes into play in episode 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they get back to Wessex, and then the statement is made that yes, this is Magnus, my son, the heir to Mercia. Yep.
Who is Ragnar Lothbrok's son, right? And there's this whole interplay when Aethelwulf and Quinthrith, I'm doing good with the names tonight.
Very good, James.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
They come back to Wessex. I'm doing even better with the names. And there's all this little interplay about the king and Judith come out together, and they've not been super secret about keeping their little like love making secret from everyone. And Aethelwulf and Quinrith exchange a glance once they get off their horses.
Yes.
And then Aethelwulf is like,
very dirty glance.
Dirty glance, right. Why are you crying to Judith? And she's like, these are tears of joy.
Liar.
I'm like totally happy to see you because you've been gone and now you're back and you're my husband and I totally love you.
Let's just drop the act. You're sleeping with my dad. I'm sleeping with someone else. Who cares?
Right. You're clearly into this chick. Why does everyone lie?
Because it's a show. It's always not interesting. But James, so here's the thing. Let's end this one off. So this is was a very funny part for me. So Gwentref is in her bed and talking about Wessex. We're going to get to this sex of Wessex. Aethelwulf comes into Gwynthryf's room, and she looks up and she's like, yes. No, she didn't say it like that.
Do it again.
I'm gonna try it again. He came into the room, and she was.
I'm gonna be Aethelwulf. I'm gonna come into the room, and I have a red terry cloth robe on. Okay, all right.
Yes. No. She did not sound like that.
Do you need some water?
So okay. One last time. She went. Open. Go. Open.
Oh, open.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
That was good.
And then she said, "Come to me.
Come to me."
It was really intense. I thought it was so funny because it was perfect.
And that, I am all for her embracing her sexuality. Like, she's in. She's like, I'm gonna have sex with Ragnar because he's hot. I'm gonna have sex with this dude because I think she kind of likes him. This is not just about like getting the he
saved her life.
Right.
So and his son's life.
Yeah. I suppose if someone saved my life, I might let them, get it.
Yeah, but for sure. No, I think they're on the same page. Definitely they like each other.
And he like strips that terry cloth robe off and just like catapults on top of her.
That's all you see.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I was glad we were done.
So we're done with Wessex there. Let's jump to wrap it up, and let's jump to Paris, James. Starts off with I don't know what they're doing there, James.
These are my notes on Paris.
Okay, so that's James's notes on Paris, which if you are listening on iTunes is a blank page.
Blank page. Sorry.
That's okay.
I will be more prepared because this is crappy for you guys when I'm unprepared because then Jaco's got to carry me.
He's not unprepared. You just need to remember to put the notes inside of your car and not on top of your car.
With me into the car.
Yeah, it's inside. It's not on top.
It's actually...
it's on top, not inside.
Ooh, that can mean a lot, Jaco.
All right, so James. All right, so let me walk us through Paris.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're doing here. There's some kind of someone have sex in the beginning. I'm not too worried about that. But there's someone is walking. There's some kind of wedding-ish thing going on. Help me out there.
The annulment.
Mm-hmm. And then Rollo, I just see him. The people are walking down. He's standing in the background, looking like an absolute fool. With his hair curled and he's out of place and he's itching in his clothes and he's standing. So he looks like a fool there. It just doesn't fit in. And then after that goes to where they eat in the dining hall.
Yes.
And Ursus, once again, just stands out because he's eating like a Viking. He's breaking in.
Like whatever.
The king is making a speech about why the woman was burned at the stake and all this kind of stuff. And Saint Julia. That didn't deny Christianity.
Right.
Didn't get scathed by the flames, but then they beheaded her.
Why if you don't burn at the stake, does beheading work? Like... Maybe
I think you're overthinking this.
Am I?
Am
I being a nurse practitioner about it?
You being a nurse, I
just got to go with it.
Yeah.
Yes. Saint Julia
beheaded it. But then once the king is giving this beautiful speech, Ragnar is like
Rollo's like
Rollo. Yeah, sorry. So, you probably hate that noise. I hate when someone eats in my ear.
Wait, I'll be quiet for everyone.
How much do you guys hate that right now driving to work and hearing that? Do not turn this off. I'm sorry, I will not do this again. #ABTV Vikings. Let us know what you think.
And tell Jaco to stop making that noise in my ear, please.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, so he's doing that, and then Gisla basically just stands up and denounces him as a husband, saying like, well, just like they beheaded that woman, he's probably going to do the same to me. He's going to burn me and want to behead me. I am not your husband. I want a divorce.
Do you feel like that was a little forced?
No.
Because
I'm not your woman.
She doesn't really believe it. Even then, even before Rollo does what he does for her later on, and we'll get to that in a bit, do you feel like that? I felt like it was forced. Like she felt like she needed to make this grandstand statement in front of all of her people that she thinks that this man is gonna burn her at the stake and cut off her head or whatever because she's never gonna denounce her Christianity. And her whole speech kind of fell flat for me, and I thought they did that on purpose because she actually really doesn't believe it because she's already developing feelings for Rollo.
Well,
boom, take that.
I'll take
Judge
that.
Judy.
I'll take that. I think I don't know. I just think that she wanted to make a statement. That's obviously why she did it in front of everybody to try and get out of it. But you think she's got feelings at that point already for him?
Yes.
I'm going to disagree. I don't think so. I honestly think that only starts happening once what happens going forward. Rollo said that he wants to start learning French. And so yes, he might see the fact that he didn't rape her or illuminate the marriage, whatever you call that. Consummate the marriage.
Say what you said again.
Illuminati. Illuminati the marriage, or
because he didn't Illuminati the marriage.
Well, whatever.
We're going to make that work.
So I just think that at that point, that might have been a little bit of respect, but she still despises him, especially when he eats like that, and he, doesn't know he doesn't understand the language. No, James, don't do it. People are going to turn the radio off.
I will. Don't turn it off. We want you to keep listening, and we want you to comment, by the way. And when you hit us up on social, hashtag ABTV Vikings, and comment in the YouTube live feed.
But let's end this off. Yeah, Paris. He learns French. Rollo learns French, and then blah 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 blah. The French he doesn't understand. He throws the teacher across the room, and that's about the whole scene.
Which I thought they were going to go somewhere with that. Like,
no, it's a Viking. He just literally threw the teacher across the room.
He just needed to do some Viking stuff right there and just throw someone around because he was frustrated.
All right, let's head it over to Kattegat, where Ragnar is waiting for all of us to end this episode 3 off.
Which I have to say, Jaco, we talked about this before. Maybe you guys, we want to know what you think about this. In every great show, they have to do this. Excuse me, they have to have the episode.
Did you just burp on camera?
No.
on
no,
mic? That was gross,
I wouldn't ever do that. It's too much Diet Coke. The don't drink Diet Coke is bad for you. So you have to have the episode that just moves the story along.
Yes.
Like
that's this episode.
You kind of watch it and you're like, all right, like this was my show, it's my jam. Like I'm gonna watch next week, but I didn't love the episode. This was episode 3 for me, totally. Like they just needed to move the plot along.
Exactly, I agree.
So much in 1 and 2 that they almost needed to cool us off a little bit.
Let's get the story moving forward.
Totally.
I mean, in episode 4, Rollo speaks French already, so it's like it's months, all right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Maybe Rollo learned French in like a week.
Yeah, he hasn't got Rosetta Stone, so I doubt that it's going to happen.
He pulled it up.
I have Rosetta Stone. I don't learn. I've had for 4 years. I still can speak French.
Sure, you can. You have a great
Bonjour,
English accent,
je vous en
though.
prie. Merci.
I want to hear the English accent again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so let's get to Kattegat. The end of this episode, James. We need to get these guys through episode 4 as well.
Yeah.
So this is a big part of this Kattegat storyline, which is where Ragnar lives, is regarding Floki. He's bound in the cave. James, Helga. My gosh.
Ride or die.
This woman is legend.
Wow.
Right above it, bowl above his head, because the torture method, the water dripping on his head, literally makes you crazy. And she stands there, freezing her ass off, catching the drops.
I should have done that over your head the entire episode while we talk
you
about
won't be able
episode
to
3.
Because you're not as big a legend as she is.
Oh, do you guys hear that? I am not a legend like Helga is.
Well, I mean, seriously, James?
She's a
Helga?
boss, and she just...
Do you see? It's cold.
Buries her own child.
Daughter just died.
Without her husband.
She's freezing. It's 0 degrees Fahrenheit Celsius. Same thing, whatever.
Uh-huh.
She's standing, holding her arms up the whole time. Mm-hmm. Letting her husband get a few hours of sleep.
Do you know that I was in a Russian Orthodox wedding, and I was one of the groomsmen?
I literally have no idea what that means.
And Russian Orthodox is a religion, and I was in a wedding, and you have to hold a crown over the groom's head the entire ceremony, and the ceremony is about 2 hours long, and so that's why you have so many groomsmen.
Oh, you did that?
So that when your arms get tired, the next groomsman comes up and holds the crown.
I was like, I don't want to be your best man. Don't pick me.
Right. No, you literally rotate through. So it's this tradition. So every groom has like 12 groomsmen because you need the dude to. Anyway, so I felt Helga. Like I might not be a legend like Helga.
James, I love you. You're great. Okay, but you're no Helga.
I'm still holding this water.
You are. Stop it though. Put on your arms. You're making me uncomfortable.
This
guy.
That's even better than if I'm making you uncomfortable. Yeah, do you guys see how much of a legend I am keeping this water thing up?
James,
over
you
Floki's
are a legend
head?
In my eyes. Okay.
But
not in Helga's eyes.
But she still hasn't told him.
No.
About their kid.
No. So then that's where Ragnar comes in and just ask, and she
gets right in.
And said, listen, our daughter died. And he freaks out. You know, that is his pain, and that is what this episode is all about. It's you know, he's paid his due. It's a big price that he paid his kid. What did she die because he wasn't around?
Mm-hmm.
What's the reason? You know. So it is midnight now. If anybody had wanted, so we'll get this wrapped up.
Let's do it. That was the end of.
That was the end.
3.
Well, and then obviously Ragnar setting Floki free, which is pretty important.
Ragnar, it's a little bit important.
So that is it. That's episode 3 for you guys. Boom on the ground. James, you are a legend. I feel bad because I said that. You are a very big legend.
Apparently, I don't know how to hold on to my pen, though.
Okay, stop throwing your pen around. Let's get to episode 4.
I have notes on episode 4.
All right, so now you guys are going to hear it. Get your sleeping bags.
Get ready, because I'm going to talk about this episode for 4 hours.
I just want to make sure our
I'm
engineer,
kidding.
Steve is still okay? Steve is still good there? Steve there?
Steve? No.
Good?
Steve alive.
He
no.
went to bed.
He
doesn't even care about it
cool,
anymore.
we're all by ourselves. We're just going to keep rolling.
Oh, there's Steve.
Hey,
Steve. What's up, Steve?
When we get to a death scene, we might need some sound effects.
We'll get there.
Just saying.
So, episode 4, we're going to go through, we're going to start with the Paris storyline, then go to Wessex, Hedeby, Bjorn, and then Kattegat. So, James.
Here we are with the annulled marriage. So, episode 3 was the feast, and then Rollo runs off and he wants to learn French and whatever. And so we kick off Paris with the annulled marriage. And you know, they bring the bishop all the way, or the Pope, all the way from.
He's probably the Pope.
Rome.
He's probably Pope the first.
Probably
because it's so long ago.
He's
just called Pope number 1.
He's just like the dude, right?
Yeah.
And they bring the dude, the Pope, and in fact he gets a little snotty about it, but. You know, she's like, I want this annulment, and one guy is like, well, since you never consummated the marriage or whatever,
it's not legal, it's not bound.
Called it, it's not legal.
Alumni. I'm the 6th alumni.
Illuminati'd the marriage. You have not Illuminati'd the marriage, and then Rollo comes out and he starts speaking the French.
He speaks the French like only a Frenchman can. Travailler, français.
Oh, girl gets all kinds of hot and bothered.
I mean, if you haven't seen it once, you've seen it a million times, James. The French language is the language of love.
Boom, snaps him up just like that. So he's like, I know since the day I laid eyes on you, you are my destiny.
And destiny calls for him and say, I will defend Paris with my life until the end. How true do you think that is, James?
Wow.
How true do you guys think at home think that is? ABTV Vikings #. Give it to us.
I don't think anything that comes out of Rollo's mouth is true.
Yes, sir, but now he's done so much damage that if he does turn back to Ragnar again, I will shit myself.
Right, because he keeps flopping back and forth.
Jesus, just stay on one side now. Okay?
Like, is he so dug into? Is he so dug into the strategy that he might have with Ragnar to take over Paris that he's really going to like kill his homies and all that?
Exactly, and that's exactly what Gisela asked him. It's like, you kill all your men, that's very Viking-like. How can you prove to me that you really are who you say you are? And what does he do, James? I was asking these questions, and I don't honestly now know if you're going to know that.
I didn't know, because I was unprepared. Don't be unprepared at home, kids. What does he do? He breaks it down. He puts it down on her. Do you know what that means?
Well, no. Before he does it, James, he gives her the Brotherhood armband, the Vikings armband. The
like,
thing that Athelstan also had, then it was a big controversy because they gave one to Athelstan because he was a Christian, James.
Man, you're really having to carry the load here tonight.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You get it out last time.
You're good. You are.
Next week, James is going to be sitting in this seat, so he's going to carry that.
I'm in the hot seat next week. I'm going to have to do my job and pay attention. Then can we get to him putting it down on it?
Yeah, let's get to Rollo.
Okay, so the
just
bracelet,
hold on to the table somewhere.
He gives her the bracelet, and then she's really in, and then they go for it. And then that's really the rest of Paris, right? The rest of Paris is them.
Well, that's the rest of Paris is that scene. Him going down on her, you see his hot bod, and then the whole story goes on. You get back to Paris, they're having Christmas dinner. Gisela comes in, she's not hungry. She wants to see Rollo.
Oh, she's hungry,
now.
All right.
Oh, she's hungry, but not for food, James. And she wants to see Rollo right now outside. I'm not really hungry. I just want to see if you want to see outside, please.
I would like to speak with my husband in private, please.
Yes, and then they take each other on the table, and everybody has to eat.
In like the next room, and everyone's having Christmas dinner, and they got to listen to this.
And that is the end of Paris. Very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable indeed, my friend. So
Wessex.
We go to another very uncomfortable place. Oh, Wessex. And this starts off with this crazy little scene where a king of Northumbria is sitting with Quinrith and King Egbert, and they're having this conversation about what are they going to do now in Mercia, now that the mercenaries have taken over Mercia. They got Queen Quinrith out, but what do they do about Mercia now? And Quinrith is like, well, Northumbria and Wessex got to join me. We got to fight and take that back over.
We overthrow the leading... party.
Yeah, see, you did it too.
Nothing came out. Nobody heard anything. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, you didn't hear that. He burped, you guys. He burped. So, and King of Northumbria, is like, wait, you want me to defend this place?
Wait, James, back up. So we just, season 3 to whatever it is, that's literally same thing. Help me overthrow Mercia, then I would be the queen of Mercia.
Right.
Exact same thing.
Right. Okay. Which they did already once before. And
so let's try again.
So let's try again. Second time's a charm. And King Umbria is like, well, if you are in power, that means you're a bastard son of Ragnar will be in power. And he's like, I vowed my life never to kill Ragnar Lothbrok. And we laughed.
Yeah, because it's Ragnar.
Ragnar,
who says something like that and lives?
He can't get off the toilet by himself, man. That guy's got like congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetes. Like he's got all kinds of stuff going on. He's gonna kill Ragnar Lothbrok. Really?
Ragnar can kill him in his dreams.
In his dreams. And he's like, I'm not gonna defend, or I'm not gonna go get Mercia back for you because that'll put your son, who is also Ragnar's son, back in power.
In power. Exactly.
Super easy.
Super easy. They have a power. They have a little play there, or a little party. Also Christmas. Gwyntref and Ethelwulf is little playful hints with each other. Egbert and Judith, which is Ethelwulf's wifey, obviously. Yes. Playful stunt. And then the king breaks it down for Judith.
He does, and he's like, I see what you're doing here, and you're a slut, and
I will beat you like you've never been beaten before if your husband allowed me.
Or I would allow your husband to beat you, or something like that. Yeah. And she's like, you can say all you want, Dad, but I'm free.
And that comes from going to Egbert and saying, I will do this, whatever you want, as long as you acknowledge me as a free person.
As a free person.
So that's where that comes into play.
She's like, deuces, Dad, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I would have, Dad is a deuce.
I would have told Dad deuces too, a long time ago.
All right, James, let's hit it over to Hedeby. Can you go to Hedeby? So very quick, just a very quick from at Hedeby. Wait. No, we have to go to Bjorn first.
Do we go to Bjorn?
Bjorn first. Sorry, yes, my bad.
No, you're good. I think we said Hedeby, but that's what we could. Let's do Bjorn.
Yeah, we have to
because we don't have a ton.
Yeah, we don't have a ton
really.
So Bjorn is he gets a tattoo, and it's nice to see in the scene how they do tattoos because that's how they do it in the prison as well, is what I hear.
What you know about prison life, Jaco?
You don't want to know.
Is it the same in South Africa as it is here?
Oh my goodness, let's not get into that.
I can't imagine the prison system in South Africa.
Hey man,
you
probably can see this show on prison system in South Africa. Got TVs and shit.
We're probably like number 1 there.
Yeah. number 1 rated show.
We're trending in the prison's penal system of South Africa.
South Africa comes into play every show. I love it.
It's going to. I'm not going to let you forget it.
I love it. No, I love my country. South Africa is where I'm from. Some people thought I was from Scandinavia, which is be amazing. Because that's where these people are from.
That's fantastic. We actually brought a real Viking back to life for you.
Yeah.
For you guys. Just to host the Vikings after show.
Vennings the Viking.
This is what AfterBuzz TV does for you, man. I tell you.
Yes, for you. So let's get this on for these guys. Bjorn, he gets his tattoo on, and now he's leaving the cabin, and he's either going to check his food, or it looks like he's going home.
He battles. Yeah, I don't know, because he was pretty stacked, wasn't he? He had a bunch of stuff on.
He was packing.
Where was he going? Good question. Because it doesn't... Actually, it's not a good question, because it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter, but it was like basically it just means that he proved to himself he can be a man.
Yep.
Okay, so he's going home is what we assume, but that's what we are going to go for here right now.
We assume. Well, because the bear, we think, in the previous episode was the final test,
and the fire and everything, exactly.
Oh, no.
Kill the cutest thing alive, apparently makes you a really strong Viking.
Who totally didn't kill you twice.
Yeah, so good job, Bjorn.
Whatever. Way to go. I'm calling PETA.
Yeah.
Bjorn.
PETA.
So what he has to battle Berserker, the Berserker.
Yeah, which is a type of warrior.
You're right, and this dude is Berserker because all he's done at this point is grunt.
Yeah, so he haven't said a word, and that's funny because at the end when they actually get to the end of the scene we'll talk about right now, he actually it still doesn't tell anybody because he just grunts.
No, he just grunts. But this scene is kind of amazing because it gives you a little bit of magical stuff. You're like, wait a minute, is this guy magic? Because he like lashes out at Bjorn and then he disappears. Well, and you just hear his voice as an echo, 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 echo. But then all of a sudden he shows up again. So Bjorn is totally unfazed by this, though. This is awesome. This is when we know apparently Bjorn's now like a man.
Yeah, he fought this guy, caught him, he strapped him down.
Right, and finds these fish hooks, weaves this like
sling
together, and like
links him in his face.
Thwacks dude in the face, wraps him around a tree.
Who do you work for? Who sent you to kill me? The man just grunts, obviously, because that's the only words that he knows. But he gets the ring from him.
Yes.
All right. So let's cut that off right there, James.
Boom.
Move on. We get back to Hedeby real quick. Only one sentence there, where he shows up to Hedeby saying, "Hey, listen.
Sorry, Hedeby.
I'm here for two reasons. Number one,
moms.
And you see my mother, need to give her a nice old hug. Number two,
homegirl.
Gonna take her home.
Yeah. He's like, I'm taking my girl back. Sorry, from Bratty Little King's son, dude."
Yeah.
Erlander or whatever. But Erlander's like, cool, you can take her, but I'm keeping my child. And Lagerthaand says to Torvia starts crying. She's like, no, can't leave my child. And Bjorn's like, all right, well, I'm out then. And Lagerthaand says, look, if you want to go with my son, you need to go because you only have one life to live. Scene. So we don't know what she does.
Okay.
That's all Hedeby.
Yeah, that's all Hedeby. Let's get to the final scene, final storyline for episode 4, Kattegat. James, let's break it down. Let's break these two storylines down here, Ragnar and Yudi.
Oh, man. Okay, so
we literally have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. We're going to break this down. So Ragnar is taking a bath, naked.
Okay. We have 5 minutes to live, James.
Hey, 5 minutes is kind of a long time, though. He's like, I can't stop thinking about death. And all I can ever think about, I have this internal conflict. All I can ever think about is, do I kill myself or do I kill everyone around me? And Yidu, who we now know her name.
Yidu thinks the exact same thing.
Boom, because she's a slave, he's a king. And he's like, a slave and a king, don't they deserve each other?
Yeah, like we serve everybody else.
Right.
So we're going to wrap this up real quick. They go to this cabin for Ragnar. They eat some shrooms.
Well, I thought it was really, in getting to the cabin, I'll make it fast, but in getting to the cabin, I thought it was really interesting. He's like a little aggressive with her. She gets to tell her story. We already know he's kind of feeling her. And then the next thing you know, he's like, let me show you something. Brings him to the cabin. And when they get to the cabin, she's like, oh no, let me show you something. Thank you, Steve. Oh, that worked perfect because that's the music that I want to hear when I am high as a kite.
Yeah, for sure. Which they were.
She
high as a kite.
Messes him up for like weeks, and she's just calmly.
And at this point, it's also important to say that Yidu has been set free as a slave. You're not a slave anymore. You can leave any time that you want. You can leave.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
If you want to, but she doesn't leave. She just keeps making that. Probably some sort of opiate or something, whatever, and she just keeps feeding him. And he's high as a kite, painting stuff. He's like fire weaving, and like he's like a crazy man. It's awesome. But eating snakes. She says, right, eating snakes. You need this for your head. You need to heal your head.
Yeah.
So she's like, basically need to get high for
and
like
he's
3
standing
weeks.
there, he's getting high, healing his head, and then standing there, swinging the flame sticks around, getting back in the motion. Like you can see stuff is clearing out. Like I see the old Ragnar coming back. He's moving, he's grooving. It's good.
His swag is coming back. His swagger.
Meanwhile, back at camp, we've got a visitor.
Oh boy.
Yep.
This dude comes in thinking he's all cute and all boss, and he the kids come running in. Mom, there's a stranger, and the stranger walks in, and he's very like debonair and sheesh, and he's like, I'm King Harold, but my people call me King Finehair.
Because his hair is so fine.
Who says that?
King Finehair says that. Who else would say it, James? Only King Finehair.
Already he gets like the douche stamp.
What an idiot.
Walk in, you give yourself, other people give you a name.
You know what? I'll just call you Harold. All right. How's about that?
She does. She doesn't even call him Finehair. Queen Aslaug, who we know how we all feel about her.
Queen Aslaug.
But at least she was like down enough to be like, all right, Harold. Yeah, I'll get Harold some ale.
Yeah.
King Harold.
Oh, you're king now. She's like, oh, you're king now.
Oh, king.
So why did you really come for us? You want to meet Ragnar. But James, no. Why did you come here?
I was waiting for like an ambush. We haven't had a bloody gory fight since like the beginning of episode 2. I was waiting for them to just like get crazy because that's what Vikings do. But he all of a sudden starts telling this story about how he lost, like the one that got away, right?
Yeah.
He lost this girl, and the whole time he's telling this story about this girl, he's like looking up, and then he drinks his ale, and then he looks at Aslaug.
The one that wasn't good enough for, and
Yeah.
and you know, this is all about a girl. And then she asks him, well, what are you going to do to win this girl over? And he says, well, if I become the king of the whole of, you know,
I'm going to become
empire,
king of all of Norway.
and then that should win you over. That should win the girl over, wouldn't it?
The girl over.
Which we all know is Queen Aslaug.
How do you feel about her?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
we don't have enough time for me to explain that.
No. So, and this was the most boss ending to an episode ever, because Ragnar walks in and he's all slinking his way through and whatever, and you feel the tension, and they're building it and building it and building it, and Ragnar says, "And you are."
And you are?
Boom, goes to black. That's it.
That's it. That's a wrap up. Let's get the predictions.
Love it. Drum roll predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
James, we don't have a lot of time. Predictions, what do you think?
Fine Hair is not around for more than one episode.
I think he's going to be around for more than one episode. He's a main character.
Dope.
Yeah, so I think he's going to play around. But I do see some bloody scenes coming through between Ragnar. I'm keen to see how that plays out. And King Finehair.
Last thought, I want you to rate this death, the fishhook death, because we're going to start rating these deaths. Let us know in the comments, all right, guys?
Definitely, let's do that. Guys, my name is Jaco Vennings. Thank you so much for joining us here for episode 3 and 4 for Vikings, right here on AfterBuzz TV. You guys can find me all over social media at Jaco Vennings.
And I'm James Simmons. You guys can find me all over social at AskTheNP. We really appreciate you tuning in. We love your comments. We love your feedback. Hit us up on Twitter. We will see you guys next week.
Have a fabulous night. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.